president of Shaw University.
From Cary, North Carolina, it is the Houston Dash and North Carolina Courage. Nichelle Prince back in the lineup for the visitors as they try to shake off back-to-back shutouts on the road. Thank you for joining us on Twitch tonight. Brandon Ross here with you. As I mentioned, Houston has not scored in either of the last two games, missing Rachel Daly because she's out on international duty, and Nichelle Prince missing the last match, a 4-0 loss against Portland due to a right thigh injury. She is back in the starting 11 tonight, and North Carolina is a team heading in a very opposite direction. A slow start, not too many games played, but picking up their first 2 victories of the season after 4 straights without a victory to open up. You see right now there at Wake Med Soccer Park, Black National Anthem being sung. Celebration of Juneteenth in the United States, made a federal holiday last year. Black National Anthem being performed. Lift every voice and sing. The NWSL, which is all a happy Juneteenth, commemorating the enslaved people of Galveston, Texas, were informed 2 years late that they were free. Courage sitting at the bottom of the NWSL table, but those couple of wins those last few games will be big, and they can escape the bottom with 3 points in this one. Going through the 11s for each side. First for the home North Carolina Courage, Casey Murphy, starting her 6th game between the pipes. And it's really funny, you go down the roster in numerical order, you hit all the other 10. Kaylee Kurtz, Carson Pickett, Brianna Pinto, Abby Urseg, Aaliyah Berkeley, Denise O'Sullivan, Carolyn Dabinia, Merritt Mathias, and Deanna Ordonez. For the Houston Dash, Jane Campbell, the captain between the pipes. Alicia Chapman, Maria Sanchez, Nichelle Prince, Haley Hansen, Shay Groom, Sophie Schmidt, Marissa Vigiano, Elizabeth Eddy, Ali Prissock, and Katie Naughton round out the 11. It is the home Courage in the purples for this late afternoon showdown on Tobacco Road. They start, we are underway. Houston Dash in the Road Whites for this final game of the Sunday slate in North Carolina. Only a couple of players missing for the Courage in this one. This will go back towards Houston. Garvin out with a left thigh injury. Kiki Pickett missing with a right knee injury. Vanna Salon out on international duty with Team Jamaica. So just those 3. Houston, a little bit more to deal with. Bree Vasali is out of this game due to COVID protocol. Annika Schmidt still dealing with the right knee injury. She is out for the season. Lindsay Harris, goalkeeper, out with a left elbow injury. A couple of players on international duty, Rachel Daly and Michelle Alozi. Working towards the left, Prissock, feet across. Play it back. Carolyn Chasen. Hansen. Pressured by Pickett. Goes a long way out of reach to Urseg. Abby Urseg, one of the 3 goal scorers in that victory against Washington 8 days ago on the road. Reception from Prissock. Hansen still on it. Sticks the foot in there. That off of Prince. And already mentioned Nichelle Prince missed that 4-0 loss at Houston, or rather against Portland at home. The right thigh injury. That after picking up a hat trick against Orlando. Schmidt centers. Sanchez trying to roll it in. It's blocked. Sanchez, a touch to the corner. Eddie fails to keep it alive. And North Carolina Courage, winless in their first 4 games, beginning the season 0-3-1. Picked up back-to-back road W's, scoring 3 goals in each. Yet to pick up any points at home, though. 0-2 record. All 7 coming in away contests. Ground, Pinto can't hold on to it. Leading ahead, too far. Prince to track down. Deep takeaway from Groom. Jay Groom dances. And it hits the side net. Groom making her 7th consecutive start after coming off the bench the first 2 contests. 8th-year pro, native of Liberty, Missouri. Carolyn tripped up. Just hangs on. Hanson tackled, but Carolyn clings to it. Fending off everyone through the middle. She takes a tackle from behind. This will be an early free kick chance for North Carolina. Carolyn scored her first NWSL goal in the last game against Washington on the road. Came the 6th minute. Dabinia off to the left. Pickett fakes. Sent in Dabinia, headed out. Carolyn fails to receive. Chase back towards midfield for Dabinia. 3 multi-goal scorers this season for the Courage. The others being Deanna Ordonez, Kaylee Kurtz, both in the starting 11 tonight. Held in by Pickett. Lead ahead. Carolyn just outside the box. Pokes it up top. Chested down by O'Sullivan. The former Dash player sticks one against her own team in the 6th. In the exact same minute that the Courage drew first blood against Washington 8 days ago. This time it's O'Sullivan over the leap of Jane Campbell. A long-range bomb from Denise O'Sullivan. Has been with this North Carolina squad for quite some time, but made her debut in the NWSL with the Houston side back in 2016 and 2017. A tough position for Houston to get put in. A squad that has still been scoreless in the last 2 games. Starting off on the wrong foot. For some teams, it'd be demoralizing, but now you have the firepower in the lineup. Can that turn into fuel? Pickett launches a long pass to the corner. Dabinia's there. Rolls it. And it goes right between the legs of Carolyn. Trying to counter. That's cut off. Sustained possession these last few minutes for North Carolina, who notched the first tally. The 6th-minute goal. At least 20 yards away, courtesy of O'Sullivan. Seats filling up in Cary, North Carolina. The soccer hotbeds of the United States. Beautiful day out there. 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. Normally in these summer months it can get much higher. Conditions favorable for a good game. Prince almost completely miffs on a pass, but it reaches Eddie. Dash rewinded to midfield. Houston still being led by acting head coach Sarah Loudon. The announcement made earlier this week that Juan Carlos Amoros will officially take over as the interim head coach at the end of the month, pending approval of his visa. Comes courtesy of Real Betis Feminas in Spain. Strong squad out there. The one where he coached. Dash player Natalie Jacobs. Kayla Abam, also a part of that squad before joining Houston. But she was before Amoros' tenure. A lot of pressure here from Houston, forcing back the Courage. Schmidt. Deals it wide. Krisak up the right. Hansen can't hold on. Keep it in play. Apologies for the technical difficulty there. Lead pass hits Carolyn. Fails to settle. Just joining us, 1-0 North Carolina. Thanks to the long-range goal from Denise O'Sullivan. Began her career in Houston and has been a staple of this Courage squad for many years. Now this foul here from Schmidt against Carolyn set up another strong chance. Dabinio will take it. Cycle her way. Pickett receives too hard a roll. Up ahead. Still no shots levied from the dash attack. Pickett. Tied up. Prince trying to go to work. O'Sullivan on her back. Long move forward. well out of the reach of a charging Sanchez. Carolyn. Too much on that one. Carolyn. Brazilian national team player along with Davinha. This is the last game before international windows come into play. So Davinha and Carolyn will both be called up for friendlies against Denmark. Into the box, it's loose. Schmidt taps it out. Sanchez, the pass knocked back. We roll into the 15th minute at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. The home Courage ahead 1-0 off a 6-minute goal from Denise O'Sullivan. That her first regular season goal as a member of North Carolina, despite being with the squad since 2017. Her last regular season goal actually came when she was with the Houston Dash all the way back in 2016. Only Courage goal before that in the 2017 semifinal against Chicago. Deep takeaway, Groom building up steam, taps it for Sanchez! And we are level. First goal of the year for Maria Sanchez. Up the beautiful dish from Groom. Couple of up-top strikes.
Bit of a play from number 7, Maria Sanchez. The assistant that goal number 10.
Now has it a 1-1 contest. And for Groom on that assist, her second dish out of the season. Dash one another. Build up. Carolyn applies the pressure, forces Houston back. That goal becomes the first the Houston Dash have scored since the 87th minute of a 5-0 blowout of the Orlando Pride all the way back on June 3rd. Full 16 days. 2+ games worth. Pickett wedges it forward. And it settles. O'Sullivan drew first blood in the 6th. Pickett speeds down, lobs it across, right into the waiting arms of Campbell. before that 4-0 loss at home against Portland last weekend, she was on some tear and only allowed 1 goal in the 4 prior matches, including back-to-back shutouts entering that 4-0 loss. And with it, goals against total more than doubled. Too long a throw for Carolyn. It's back towards midfield. Bad touch. Turns possession. The visiting Houston Dash. Not for long though. Bento. Carolyn pushed off by Schmidt. Bounces to Debinha. A long strike. Almost rolls under Campbell. Gets enough of it to deaden it. Bento, a second-year pro. North Carolina through and through. Take another look at that strike from Debinha. That power on offense that's going to be missed for this next stretch. Now they will return to the club promptly, but always when there's obviously a tendency that some time may be needed upon return to just rest up and recover, because everyone else is going to have had that break. You might have played a couple of games in that span. Towards the end line, across in front, headed away by the back line. Pinto chases. Pickett wins it back. 20th minute, all square at 1. Goals coming from North Carolina's Denise O'Sullivan, Houston's from Maria Sanchez in the 6th and 15th minutes, respectively. Ordonez forward. Alive along the sideline. Matthias tripped up. Schmidt passes through the middle. Built up. That's clogged up. Trying to move up the left side. Berkeley getting harassed in the center circle. Pushes it back. This is a matchup that has favored Houston historically. North Carolina, even right now, after the early lead. Up top, Debinha gets it back. Lefty pass, Pickett, centers. Just high from a charging Carolyn. It was a beautiful setup on the part of Carson Pickett. A lot of passing in the setup. Ordonez first. Just wide and into the 8th row. I'd have actually gotten all the way to Alicia Chapman first. Carson Pickett, certainly a rising star in the U.S. landscape. She was named to the national team roster for the upcoming friendlies against Colombia later this week. She will not be a part of the CONCACAF W Championship that will occur later this summer. Last touch from Houston. Casey Murphy will clear it. Murphy will be a part of that roster. One of 3 goalies named. Obviously, Alyssa Nair, the mainstay. Part of it, along with Aubrey Kingsbury. Was a part of those She Believes Cups teams, 2021 and 2022. Those 3 are the consistent 3. At least a time to come. On both sides of this pitch, Murphy the only one named to that roster. Foul there, returns it to the dash. Shots favoring North Carolina 3-1. The only one from the dash turning into the lone goal. Courage turning the pressure up to 11. Campbell tries to work it left. Tic-tac-toe battle. It stays with Houston. Touch forward. Prince dances in. Stopped by Groom. Won't get a shot off. It's still an open space. Haley Hansen delivers. Prince can't get the head on. Dias there first. Murphy swoops in to pick it up. Looking at the other scores around the league. Portland earlier today just throttled. No really better way to put it against Orlando. Spoon taps that one out. 6-0. We thought 4-0 against Houston was a blowout. Thorns FC today proved otherwise. And right now, San Diego dueling with New Jersey and New York out on the West Coast. And it is Wave FC, the 2-0 lead in the 65th. Chip pass ahead. Davinia keeps it in. Ordonez, rookie out of the University of Virginia. Watched by 2. Rolls it in. Just a bit off target. O'Sullivan already has a goal for North Carolina today. Dabinia. Softly for Ordonez. Right at the chest of Campbell. The counter game has really been strong for both sides. Regular setup got North Carolina its goal on the board. But all but one of the shots since have been put on target. 3 of the 4 total, in fact. Campbell couple of saves. One that got through. Just an absolute rocket from long range. A lone shot for Houston. Came off a takeaway and counter. Groom, a perfect slide pass through the defense to a waiting Sanchez. Made easy work of it. Pinto. He's closing in on Vigiano before that gets away. Berkeley wins it back for NC. Carolyn, tough touch. And now a goal kick. Courage have had the hot offense the last couple of games. Can they squeeze a little more out? Plenty of time left to do so. 29th minute. 1-1 tie so far. Too strong ahead. They're lunging Sanchez. Pickett. Wheels it around towards the right. Ordonez chasing. Barely beat to the ball. The name of the starting lineup we haven't heard much of yet, seen much of yet really, is Gailey Kurtz. Today, not being a scorer for much of her NWSL career. In fact, didn't score in any of her first 40 appearances, but now has goals in back-to-back contests. First against Louisville, then against Washington, both ending up in the game winners. One last weekend coming in stoppage time. Secure an additional 2 points. Eddy forces her way through the aforementioned Kurtz. Leaves it for Groom. Clear goes off the head of Prince. Still alive for Hansen. Heads. And missed by Groom. Uncovered in the area and just shy of it. Strong sustained possessions. Great setup. Groom just couldn't connect with that left foot. A lot more control being shown here from Houston. Prince dribbles towards the middle. Sanchez curls it up and over. She has the lone goal on the board for Houston. Snapping a 2-game scoring drought. Giving the 15th off an assist from Shea Groom. First goal of Sanchez's season. Full-time stint with the Dash. Did briefly join Houston on a 3-game loan last year. Did score then. Almost the last 2 years spent Liga Mexico Femenil, UANL. Pinto tries to cling to it. Groom gets it away, and it will stay Houston. epitome of a hometown product. Whole soccer journey in the Research Triangle of North Carolina. Born in Durham, went to college at UNC Chapel Hill, playing in the pros here in Cary. Not more than 30 minutes where she grew up. Besides feeling the urgency, picking up points today. This game and San Diego, Gotham have not gone final. Still plenty to go here. Midway through the second half. Out at Torero Stadium. It's 3-0 Wave FC. And likely to go 3 points on the SD side, though still time for things to change. You never know. Carolyn gets it back. Looked like a handball. Referee says no. Alex Billiter is the head referee in this one. She disagreed. You can hear what the crowd thinks. Carolyn forced off. Rolling it right. Lead for Hansen, intercepted by Carson Pickett. Pushing the pace on the counterattack. Houston foot and right to Carolyn on the sideline. Going back to where the standings sit. San Diego pulls away with those 3 points. Would reclaim top spot in the NWSL table. And here's a breakaway, and just wide. A pure chance for Davinia. Pushed off target. The second great look from in front for the Brazilian national teamer. And the righty toe tap, got past Campbell, but not inside that left post. Wave FC would get 3 points and lead the table with 18. As for how that affects this game, they have no impact on the current standing situation. One point would make a difference for Houston. They currently sit at 12, just 1 point behind Angel City, but with the goal differential, they would push in front to 5th with a draw. Debinha in, forced back. And then North Carolina. Any Mao points would do wonders for them as well. Header battle. Ordonez fended off inside the box. Same spot at the bottom. North Carolina sitting 12th of 12. 1 point would put them even with Orlando at 8. And the goal differential tiebreaker would certainly favor Courage, as they would be sitting at +1 to Orlando's -15. 3 points on the other hand would vault them all the way to 6, just 1 spot behind where Houston currently sits. Down with Pinto. Schmidt trying to keep her away. Pickett. Lefty cross. Tap in front. Pushed wide again by Ordonez. The chances are coming in droves for the hometown Courage. But has not yielded any results. Sits all the way back in the 6th. Pickett again, the one setting it up. Assisting so well. Only one to her name on the stat line this season. You see what she can do when she comes up that left flank. Eddie looking for Sanchez. Gets back to it. Hard pressure there from O'Sullivan, the goal scorer for North Carolina. Schmidt. Intercepted. A rapid counter here for North Carolina. The lead pass too strong for Debinha. Front line staying up, looking to force an error. Pinto on Eddie. Houston gets it back to Campbell. We roll into the 40th minute at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. A 1-1 tie so far. Denise O'Sullivan all the way back in the 6th. Broke this game open for Courage. And Houston equalizing. The goal from Maria Sanchez, assisted by Shea Groom in the 15th. Headed forward. Dash, get a throw. Looking to move fast. Prince, double teamed. Hanson wins it back. Groom trips up Pickett. We've talking to there. Dash moves upfield have been fewer in numbers, but they've certainly been effective in creating opportunities. But Shea Groom probably the one with the costliest error. Just 5 yards out. Missing the ball with her left foot on a tap that could have easily beaten Murphy if she connected. Now the other way, Ordonez. Head for Carolyn, just down by Naughton and cleared. Long roll. Connects with Berkeley. Cut off up that left side. Comes loose to Carolyn. To Pinto, it's intercepted. Houston pushing the tempo the other way. Sanchez building up. Sanchez on goal. Skips wide. Murphy was playing up. Left an opening. But Sanchez couldn't break through for the brace. Shots right now 6-3 favoring North Carolina. 3-1 in shots on target. It's been a pretty clean game so far. Not a lot of stop and starts. this point, only 6 fouls have been whistled by referee Alex Bowden. North Carolina lost it on the sideline. Thrown at midfield for Hansen. Quickly won back by the Courage. Closing in on the end of the first half. An electric start to this game. It's turned to a back and forth battle where neither side has broken ahead. Could it be the chance here? Ordonez from the top of the box. Ordonez! Can't beat Campbell. Wow. Had her dialed in all the way. It's a lot of heat coming at those hands. Easy work of it. Can Houston break through before halftime? Eddie dices in. Her cross blocked out. Will be a throw. Sullivan. That's the North Carolina goal from back in the 6th minute. Made that stop. Murphy has not had to do too much in the way of work. She has not recorded any saves today. One shot on target, went through from Sanchez. On the other end, 3 saves for Campbell. Takeaway at midfield from Groom, ahead for Prince. Stopped up by that double team. No stoppage time from a half that just blew by in North Carolina. Both sides finding twine through one half of play on this Juneteenth afternoon. O'Sullivan in the 6th and Sanchez in the 15th. Have Houston and North Carolina even at 1 at halftime.
So you can trust with total confidence. has served Raleigh in numerous ways, with a focus on improving the availability of housing for people of all incomes, a modern and reliable transit system, economic development for underserved communities and populations, and programs to aid and assist in the development of our youth and young adults in Raleigh. Put it together for Corey Branch.
Some of my most satisfying days is providing care to people that couldn't otherwise get it or afford it. You know, at the end of the day,
focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's report to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
The North Carolina Football Club would like to wish a very happy birthday to Carson, Harper, Noah, and Finley, all celebrating their birthdays today. If you'd like to celebrate your birthday party in a North Carolina FC or Courage match, give us a call, 919-459-8144. I'd like to welcome the following groups to the Salem Stadium tonight. The Juneteenth Festival vendors, Microsoft, the Uproar is here, and also UNC employees. NCASA, the BCBS team is here. To a match around town and looking to enjoy your weekend in the Triangle? Summit Hospitality has got you covered. With 5 hotels conveniently located throughout the Triangle, Summit Hospitality is your destination for a staycation. Visit summithospitality.com for locations, availability, and special packages. That's summithospitality.com.
I started having like friends and like random people on Instagram start reaching out like, oh, like where did you get those? And like, oh, I saw it. And like, here, and like kind of just like we just wanted to keep it simple yet powerful. You know, the Juneteenth colors is like the main thing throughout it. Kind of wanted that to be the main focal point, and I kind of wanted to make it seem as if the fist was grabbing the swoosh. You know, the whole point of Juneteenth is to celebrate the ending of slavery, and more specifically, like in Galveston, Texas, those slaves didn't know they were freed until that day. And I think it's really cool that it's starting to get more light and more people are like interested in wanting to know more about, you know, our history, which is super important.
Our player-inspired Juneteenth merchandise collection is available for sale now. Purchase in stadium or online at store.northcarolinafc.com. A portion of the proceeds go to our community partners, our Stop Shop, the Black Hawk Dollar Tour, and the Black Friday Market. Visit the store website and bid on signed items from the collection and custom Air Force Ones designed by NC Curse player Jorian Balba. Proceeds from the auction will go directly to our community partners. The North Carolina Courage is partnering with Bartol Oil Wealth Management Group to give back this season. For each goal scored by our NC Courage, Bartol Oil is donating $100 to League Girls in North Carolina. League Girls NC is a nonprofit working with young women through a variety of programs focused on empowering women by providing the building blocks for a lifetime of smart, confident choices. So when the Courage score, these girls score too. To learn more and for volunteer opportunities, visit leaguegirls.org. That's leaguegirls.org.
Just about ready to go for half number 2 at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. All square at 1 between the visiting Houston Dash and the North Carolina Courage. Brandon Ross here with you. Thank you for joining us on Twitch for this contest. Goals coming in the 6th and 15th from North Carolina and Houston, respectively. The goal scorers, Denise O'Sullivan with a banger from long range. And then Maria Sanchez, set up by Groom off a takeaway for the 15th. Leveled it up quickly. It was a very fast-moving first half. Only 6 combined fouls. No injury stoppages. Very often the ball just being played between the sidelines. To the point where there was no stoppage time to speak of come the end of the game. A lot on the line. If either of these sides can pull away the 3 points, we are underway for half number 2. Houston tries to go a long distance in quick. It's returned out. Eddie, pass forward, and finally settles with Courage. The San Diego Gotham game has gone final 3-0. Points on all 3 goals from Alex Morgan. Because, of course, why wouldn't Alex Morgan rack up the points against Gotham? After all, she only had 4 goals in their first meeting. But with those 3 points, San Diego vaults to the top of the NWSL standings with 18 points, 2 on Portland, the next closest. And so that means for Houston, 3 points will put them into 3rd. Foul called there. 3 points moves them into 3rd. North Carolina is sitting at the bottom with 7 points at 12th of 12. With 3, would move all the way up into 6th. Or rather 7th, excuse me. It would surpass Gotham. An early set-piece opportunity for Houston this second half. Sanchez positioned to the right of the ball. It is sent in by Vigiano. Header battle. Comes loose. Eddie breaks this game in favor of Houston. First goal since 2019 for Eddie. And it's 2-1 Dash. Ordonez actually ends up moving that forward, and Eddie from just 8 yards away blasts it right past Murphy. A big goal to set the tempo early in the second half of action in North Carolina. Comes off a great set-piece delivery from Marissa Vigiano. Pushed a long way back. Sanchez charging ahead even further. North Carolina having to work from their own corner. Dash win it back. The immense pressure paying dividends. Hansen spins away. Now to Schmidt. Sanchez from the end line, in front, headed just over the crossbar by Prince. Another point-blank opportunity, and oh, that scraped the very top of the bar on its way over. But after emerging from the locker rooms, even at 1, Houston holds a 2-1 lead in the 50th. Decisive goal thus far coming in the 47th from Elizabeth Eddy, her first goal as a member of the Houston Dash. Perhaps another one here. Eddy! Up and in! A 3-minute brace! And a 2-goal lead for the Dash. What an explosive run for Houston. Keeping in form. The Dash have won 4 straight on the road in Cary. And doing their best. This second goal, a master stroke. A mortar shot over Murphy. And Eddy, who again had not scored since she was a member of Gotham FC back in 2019, has 2 in 3 minutes. Courage trying to answer back. Matthias towards the top. Her delivery returned out. Sanchez ahead of a few, leads it for Prince. Battles towards the box, centers up, oh my! 3 and 4 minutes! And the Dash speed their way to a 3-goal lead. Prince gets her due. Make that 5 on the season.
Houston Golden's 51st minute play to number 8, Michelle Prince.
And Murphy getting mauled in this last stretch. So this is a way to shake off back-to-back shutouts if you're the Dash. This is not their season high. They scored 5 against Orlando a few weeks back. What a turn. After a relatively silent back end of the first half, they explode to open the final 45. North Carolina desperately needs an answer. Pickett in for Ordonez, headed down and tapped out. It's played by Matthias, but she reaches it. Both of those last two goals in the 50th and 51st, coming 73 seconds apart, assisted by Sanchez. And so she has 3 points on the game after her goal in the 15th. Foul called on Shea Groom, so this will be the first set-piece chance for North Carolina, who have struggled mightily to hang on to the ball since this half began. Pinto to the right for Matthias. Feed in, easily clogged. Berkeley couldn't rescue it. If you're just joining us and you watch some of the first half, you missed a bit. Elizabeth Eddy picking up a brace in a 3-minute span, the 47th and the 50th. And then Prince just a minute after that. A total 3 goals across 4 minutes. Launching Houston to this 4-1 advantage. Eddy's brace is the first of her NWSL career. And for the Dash, just the second time they've racked up 4 on the road in the regular season. Berkeley wedges it to the corner. Carolyn, originally beat by Hanson. It's off the ladder's foot. Schmidt ties up that advance. Sullivan just nudges it back to her back line. Urseg sprays it for O'Sullivan, who has the lone North Carolina goal so far, and feels like a lifetime ago, all the way back in the 6th. These 4 goals for Houston coming uninterrupted. First the 15th, then 3 and 4 minutes between the 47th and 51st. Roll forward, too strong for Hanson to make something of. This game has now flipped mightily in the Dash's favor, should they cling on to these 3 points. They would move up into 3rd place in the NWSL standings. At 15. Ahead, Ordonez dribbles through, Ordonez goes 5-hole and chips away at this lead. Finally, Ordonez, the rookie, stops the run. It's her 3rd goal of the season. Gets past Chapman and Campbell. Number 1-2 beats 2 and 1. On the way to the 2nd of the game for North Carolina.
The assist on that goal, number 4, Carson Pickett.
Pickett credited with the assist, her 2nd of the season. The home Courage are not going down without a fight. Houston's not looking to sit back and just take it. Eddie, who has a brace, delivers in front. And Pickett comes away with it. She's leading the charge up the left. She just got the assist a moment ago. Rolls it in. Carolyn gets to it. Pickett. Rolls it to O'Sullivan. Carolyn. Dabinia. Shoots. And it's a one-goal game. What a stretch of wild runs. 3 and 4 minutes for Houston. And now 2 of the last 3 for North Carolina. This time it's the 3rd goal of the year for Dabinia. Brazilian national team star.
The 59th minute of play from number 10, Dabinia.
Set up off the tap. Who else? Our national team teammate, Carolyn. So just when it looked like this game got well out of control for the Courage, they roar back in. You can see more fuel in the way North Carolina is playing off of those 2 strikes. Coming less than 100 seconds apart. Hardly much contact to speak of there. Bina looking like she a little limp. Trying to walk that off as Ordonez settles. Houston scored 3 in a row out of the halftime break. North Carolina has responded with 2 in kind. Can they get a 3rd and even this up? Bounces all the way back to midfield. Kaylee Kurtz has goals in back-to-back games. After none in her first 40 appearances in the league. Up ahead, can't hit Carolyn. Ordonez takes a tumble. She is deemed the guilty party. Alicia Chapman. One taking the brunt of it from Ordonez. And took a tough shot to the back from what looked like the forearm of Ordonez. And that little spin out. Long launch ahead, still settled with the dash. This has gone from comfortable to dangerously close for the visitors. A chaotic stretch. Hansen, right at Murphy. There's certainly potential to get even crazier between the 2 sides. Back-to-back 3 and 2 goal runs. 5 goals in a stretch of 12 minutes. Carolyn to Ordonez. Soft nudge ahead, can't reach Dabinia. Matthias in on the wing. Badly missed pass towards the top of the box. Heading up on a FIFA international window. A few of the players on each of these sides will be absent. Another chance for North Carolina to build up here. Houston's gonna have a few. Dabinia to Carolyn. Courage deemed to have had the last touch. Houston sees 3 off to the Canadian national team. Alicia Chapman, Nichelle Prince, Sophie Schmidt will be going into camp for a friendly versus South Korea. Michaela Bam for the Africa Cup of Nations, Team Cameroon. Rachel Daly already gone on international duty for the Euro 2022. Sanchez to camp for Mexico. And Michelle Alozi already absent for the Africa Cup of Nations. That pass out wide, just behind Matthias. For North Carolina, already mentioned Dabinia and Caroline. Part of the Brazilian national team. They'll have friendly versus Denmark. Denise O'Sullivan, part of the Irish squad. They'll have a friendly versus the Philippines, and then a Women's World Cup qualifier against Georgia. Salon already gone with Team Jamaica for camp. Ordonez will follow for Mexico. Casey Murphy and Carson Pickett, part of those USA squads for Pickett. Just part of the friendlies against Colombia coming up. And Murphy making the CONCACAF W Championship roster. Pinto also a Team USA selection, but for the U23s. We'll head to the Three Nations tournament. Carolyn, cut off by Naughton. High bouncer gets away. Carolyn can't win it back. Matthias battling with Sanchez. Now Eddie joins the fray and Houston wins it back. Prince had the most recent dash goal in the 51st. Out towards the right. Now the middle. Groom stopped up. Courage looked to counter. After surrendering 3 in the first 6 minutes of the second half, can the Courage come all the way back? Dabinia. Ordonez taps it back. Dabinia pushes it off target. But she has been a menace in that final third for North Carolina today. Notching the most recent goal as we get the first substitutions. And they will come for the Courage side.
Also stepping off the pitch, number 11, Merritt Matthias. In the 66th minute, coming in from Merritt. Number 13, Ryan Williams.
Williams another face in. Carolyn down that right flank. Can't track it down. North Carolina trying to send on some fresh legs to generate offense. Pass for Prince, bit far. Birch gains some cushion. Foul gives it back to North Carolina. Stop of play. Prince a little slow to get up. And athletic trainer Emily Fortunato coming to her side. Sarah Loudon talking things over. 69th minute. 4-3 dash. Of the 7 goals scored, 5 have come since this second has began.
Two Courage players right at the end of the game tonight, so we ask you to stick around for that. Also, the Courage returning for Pride Night. That's July 15th as we take on Angel City right here at Salem Stadium at Wakeman Soccer Park. Again, July 15th, Courage Angel City Pride Night.
So again, looking at how this game could affect the standings if Houston holds on by the skin of their teeth. Situation that looked to be much more comfortable only a few minutes ago. They would move up into third, just 1 point behind Chicago. As Houston taking advantage, just sent in a couple subs of their own. Ellie Farquharson, who didn't dress the first 6 games of the season, is making her first appearance of the regular season. She's in for Prince. Takeaway, launch! Dabinia put too much on it.
Number 28, Allie Farquharson.
Farquharson. Signed before the season, out of camp as a non-roster invitee. Recapping the subs that have happened, North Carolina brought on Talia Ferry for Berkeley, Williams for Matthias. And just now, Farquharson for Prince on Houston. Dabinia into the box, centers it up. Barely poked out, and Schmidt boots it away. Courage will have it again.
All right, Courage fans, make some noise. Get on your feet.
Williams has only been in a few moments from the end line. Bounces in front. Still in play. Dabinia taps it. Ordonez can't make much of it. North Carolina putting the clamps down. Houston once again fails to get beyond midfield. Game a lot more settled than it was just a few moments ago. Fresh out of halftime. 3 goals in 4 minutes for Houston, including a brace from Elizabeth Eddy, the first of her career. But only to be followed 6 minutes later by 2 goals in the span of 3 minutes for North Carolina. Courtesy of Ordonez and Dabinia. A deep save for the back line of Houston. Daniels chases it down. Tied up outside the box, it rolls in and quickly rocketed out by Vigiano. Daniels keeps it alive. Draws the pressure out near the flag. Ball that are back by Eddie. Rim taps it out. Daniels, her 8th NWSL season. Our first back after coming out of retirement. Another sideline duel. Brings it back to the Courage. 74th minute, 1-goal game. Williams rewinds it. Pinto slides it. Ordonez can't quite cling on to it. Houston a takeaway. Moving the other way. Groom. Tripped up. Pinto jars it loose. Look at left. Daniels speeds in. Daniels cross. Cleanly smothered by Hansen. Sullivan applying the heat, trying to win it back. Room on it once again. Forcefully shoved off. And Daniels take 2. She breaks through. Delivers in. Campbell quick to it. Campbell has had a rough go of it this half. Both goalkeepers have. Things returning somewhat to norm after an utterly absurd first 14 minutes out of the locker room that saw 5 combined goals. Houston rattling off 3 in quick succession, a 4-minute stretch. And 2 in a 3-minute span right after for North Carolina. Houston trying to get it in. Carolina wins it back, but only for a moment. Chapman. Too much muscle on it. Sanchez fails to maintain it inside the line. Foul issued. Shoved to behind on Katie Naughton. Her 3rd season with Houston. First yellow issued today. It goes to Sanchez in the 77th. Long ball in. Nodded back.
Dash yellow card, I think 76th minute to number 7, Maria Sanchez.
Trying to leave it forward. It's in open space. Murphy closes it off before too much danger can come. To that right flank again. Cross in. Bicycled out. Haven't seen much of Pickett lately. She starts the advance up the left. O'Sullivan. Dash trying to left lane. Sanchez. Coughs it up. Carolyn gets a seam. Carolyn to the middle, gets it back, closed off. A tough battle back.
Keep those hands clapping and break
But it will
those
become
boards.
somehow the first corner kick of the game for either side. No look feed from Debinha. Those two, quite the connection. The first goal this half came off a set piece. All others in the run of play. Near post. Headed out. But done by the dash back line. So same spot, same delivery. Can the Courage come back and level this game from 3 goals down? Pickett. Back post this time. Punched up and over by Campbell. But a North Carolina foul in progress nonetheless. So a goal kick incoming from Jane Campbell. After giving up just 3 goals in the first 7 matches of the season, she has now surrendered 7 in the last 2. Some frustration obviously seeming to build as another sub coming on for Houston. Joel Anderson entering for Shea Groom.
Number 29, Joel Anderson.
The second sub that Houston has used. Groom and Prince, the two have come off. But another deep throw in as we roll into the 81st minute at Wake Med Soccer Park. Right into the box and sent away. Long trot back. Williams drops it to Pinto. Williams to Carolyn. To Debinha. Her pass out of the reach of Williams. Looked like Houston wanted offsides and didn't seem like it was going to come. This entire game, Houston has been offside once. And North Carolina hasn't done it at all. Carolyn. Dancing up that right side. Can't keep it from the end line. They will get a corner.
Large fans, it's another corner kick.
Dashes to set it up. And another opportunity, the third of this second half, to bring an equalizing set piece. Pickett already has an assist. The lefty delivery, near post and chested down and out. Just like last time, they'll do a second take. Back post this time. Swatted aside by a leaping Campbell. She's going to get beat. She's not letting it come cheap. This game actually had no stoppage time at the end of the first half. One could imagine it will not be the case at the end of this second. We roll into the 83rd here. Houston trying to fend off another North Carolina goal to equalize. In what has been a chaotic second half of play, Pinto hits Williams. Tackled out. And it'll be the 5th corner kick of this second half. Pickett in front. What a skying grab from Campbell. She has done yeoman's work between the pipes on these corner kicks in this second half. Into the 85th. 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. North Carolina in the 6th from O'Sullivan. Houston in the 15th from Sanchez. That was all that she wrote in the first half, but coming out of the break in the second, 3 and 4 minutes for Houston. A brace from Elizabeth Eddy, followed by a goal from Nichelle Prince in the 51st. Immediately preceding a 2-goal response in the span of 3 minutes from North Carolina, courtesy of Ordonez and Debinha. The Courage even this up and escape with a point. Houston is unbeaten in the last 4 meetings here in Cary. Williams tangled up. Pressure cranked up on that forward press. But Kurtz all alone trying to get it back. Clinging on to the win and securing 3 points would propel the Dash into 3rd place in the NWSL standings. Time running low for a comeback. Foul on Pickett. Gives it to the Dash once again. Debinha. Up the middle to Caroline, knocked back, still loose. Caroline regains the dribble. Wide for Williams. Moves towards the end line, pushed off. Stays Courage possession. 87th minute, down 1. North Carolina in any competition has never lost when scoring 3 or more. Kurtz centers in front. Scrapes off the top of Debinha. Pickett keeps it in. Kurtz has the game-winning goal in each of the last 2 matches for the Courage. Daniels draws the double. Pickett, a low roller in. Cut off by Hansen. And swept a long way aside. Pinto. Pushes that one upstairs. North Carolina doing all it can to crank up
Fans, as a reminder,
the pressure in that offensive third when Houston gets back the ball. Now a goal kick here for Campbell.
Stick around for that. Thank you.
Sprayed out wide, Williams. Drops to Kurtz, sends it in. Forced down in the box. And no foul call. Daniels cannot believe it. The fans agreeing in unison. Here in the 89th, another sub for Houston. Sanchez off. In is Michaela Abam.
Dash sub in the 89th minute.
That last play will certainly be a topic of discussion.
Coming in number 34, Michaela Abam.
It looked like Daniels had been pretty well forced down. And we haven't gotten a better look. Certainly looked like a lot of pressure. To the 90th we go. Long pass. Headbutted back. Pinto tries to feed. And it gets skewered. O'Sullivan, one of the goal scorers in this one for North Carolina. Off to Daniels. Crosses in. Headed loose. Williams with the right foot. Puts too much on it.
Fans, put your hands together.
Not much stoppage time with which to operate. Just 2 minutes. And for these final moments, Frankie Taliaferri makes just her second appearance in this regular season. Rookie out of Rutgers University enters for Pinto. A bam, a long chase down to the corner. It's Farquharson. Coughed up. North Carolina in a mad hurry to even this game up. Can the team at the bottom of the table claw away one more goal and escape with the points? This lead is sent aside. Quick throw for Williams. To O'Sullivan. Time running low. O'Sullivan. Ball rocketed off. O'Sullivan blocked, but gets her own rebound. Daniels once again stuffed up. Carolyn pushed off. And Houston trying to deliver this away. Trying to chip it in one more time. It's sent out. Courage get the leeway for this last attack. Dash pride away. And they send it ahead for Anderson. A bam. Passes back, and that will do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final score is Houston Dash 4.
After back-to-back shutouts, the Dash explode out of the gate in the second half here in Cary and emerge with a 4-3 victory over the North Carolina Courage. Elizabeth Eddy, her first career brace, and Maria Sanchez, a goal and 2 assists for 3 points on the match. Sanchez coming into today at just 1 point on the entire season. From this, we roll into the international break. No action until the month of July in the NWSL. That's when North Carolina takes on OL Reign, a 10 p.m. Eastern start for Houston. They return out of it and square off with Kansas City. So for our entire crew, I'm Brandon Ross saying so long and thank you for joining us on Twitch tonight. The final score from Wake Med Soccer Park, Houston 4, North Carolina 3.